No Man's Sky Next.
Yeah, man.
It's the newest update for No Man's Sky. It is out now. It adds quite a bit to the game.
It does.
Including multiplayer.
Yes.
Third-person view mode.
Yes.
They said a visual upgrade enhancement. To what extent, I don't know exactly what
We'll
that
have
means.
to take their word on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
As well as like a host of little features. They're endeavoring to do weekly content updates with it. There are new mission structures.
Right.
They said they've sort of tweaked some of the story elements in the beginning to give it more of a oomph in the beginning. So as you go through, it propels you forward.
Interesting.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So Tom, you actually just got off a stream, a little bit of behind the curtain stuff. You just got off a stream playing No Man's Sky Next, the beginning of the game. Tell us your thoughts.
If you don't like No Man's Sky, you're not going to like No Man's Sky.
Why?
Is my initial thoughts. It doesn't do anything to change the loop of the game. It makes that. I mean, okay. I'll say this. It makes that loop better.
Okay.
But it doesn't change it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
They've rebalanced resources. There's a lot of different things, like you have to create like a refiner, and a lot of this I don't know might have come in earlier updates, but I haven't played the game in a very long time.
Right.
You have to make a refiner to like refine different ingredients. You're not, as Dan put it, just like digging out like towers of like colored minerals like you did when the game first came out. You're harvesting plants or rocks a lot more, and it feels a lot more natural in that sense. But fundamentally, it's still very much like a constant grind for resources.
Cool.
And then you go explore stuff, and like that is the game.
I'm down for that. Like, I got to play like a good solid 10 minutes of the new update, and then I died. And then this day has been very hectic. We just got back from Comic-Con, so I've been running around all day. So I put at least 40 hours into the game when it first came out, and it was one of those things where I forget. I think I was talking to my roommate Andy, and he's like, "Yo, like No Man's Sky is the ASMR of video games."
It's not a bad description.
Where it's just like you like go in and you like after the first hour where you're really scrounging for materials and you're just doing the loop. It's just like you go in, you chill, and you're like, yeah, all right, and then you look at the clock, you're like, oh damn, it's been 7 hours.
Yeah.
Do you want ASMR with friends then? Like, is that something gonna?
That's something that's not totally awkward. Sure. No, I think I am down to explore with people and to mess up planets and to fight space pirates and do all this crazy stuff, like not crazy stuff, but sort of like what No Man's Sky was originally, but with friends. And I'm excited for that. I liked the base game. I wasn't really paying attention to when the whole cycle of sort of advertising it went about, so I didn't know that it was going to be this crazy huge game that everybody was expecting it to be. So I went in and I was like, yeah, all right, it's a chill space game where you just explore some space, and I was down for that. So
well, that's the story of that game, right? Is expectations versus reality. So if you had different expectations, it's easier to enjoy this game.
Yeah.
I was very excited to play it multiplayer, and I think I'm more excited to play it multiplayer not at the beginning of the game. Like you said, they added a sort of intro tutorial sort of thing to guide you a little more.
And you can skip it.
Yeah.
There's like when you go into it, it's like, hey, if you just hold down this button, you can skip all of that.
Yeah.
Which is nice
good.
if you decided to jump back in and you want to do it from the start for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's nice that you don't have to be forced through what you already know.
Right. And I think that tutorial is really nice. It does introduce you to systems better than just like
Although I did
crash ship.
I didn't know how to switch from third person to first person.
I still don't.
Because I'm gonna say it, like after a couple minutes I hate the third person.
Okay.
Like I really hate the controls.
I like it more.
Why do you like it more, and what do you hate about it?
I don't know. It just so it defaults to third person now.
Oh, interesting.
Except for in your ship, it might still be first person. I don't remember. Anyway.
I feel like third person or shit would not be that great.
Yeah, so it defaults to first person or third person outside of your ship, and I don't know. It just is like more interesting to me in to see my character hopping around a little planet, and you can customize that character to be one of like a bunch of different alien races and like really make it your own. And that's just much. It just got me into the world more. It made me feel more there. I don't know.
I was not into it just because of how it felt. I do agree with those things where like you got to see your character and like at the very you don't get to customize your character until like that little intro bit, right?
Yeah, you have to get to a space station.
Gotcha.
And then once you get to a space station, you just change your character.
Okay. And then you can like you see your guy and he's like floating around or he's shooting the little floaty android guys who are like the security of all the planets or whatever.
them.
They're so mean. Especially when they send the dogs out. I hate those robot dogs.
I mean, I hate them as a game mechanic, but
Yeah.
that's a whole nother conversation.
And so it just mechanically didn't feel great. Like it didn't feel good to aim the multi-tool or whatever and like break things down. Like I felt like there was a disconnect with aiming. And that's 95% of what you do in that game is aim that gun and break things down. So I was getting a little sort of flustered with that. So but the game doesn't tell you how to switch back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was switch. And I had to go to Brendan Graber, who's like already like knows everything about the update already because he's a wikis guy and he's just an expert, and that's why we pay him the IGN bucks. Yes. And so
They're like Shroot bucks.
I went I went to him and I was like, hey, like, do you know how to do this? He's like, oh yeah, you just press the down on the D-pad and then there's a little menu that pops up and you go over here and then you can switch.
Too much. There's
I
too
know,
many
and I
buttons.
was like,
That's too many things.
I wish
It
I
should
wish
be a button.
I wish I could just press L3 and R3
Yeah.
and then you just like boom.
Those were just some of our thoughts about the No Man's Sky Next update. If you've been playing, be sure to let us know what you think. And for so much more from Beyond, be sure to go to beyond.ign.com and youtube.com/IGNBeyond for every episode of the show. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry I can't say anything funny because my producer doesn't think I'm funny.